Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking Kings. So at the time of this recording, it is Tuesday, June 21st. 2 days from now, the NBA draft will be official. And I think the Kings are in actually a very good spot. I saw a tweet the other day saying like the Rockets are in the best position of the entire draft. I think that is definitely true. But I think at number 2, you got to go with Sacramento. I think people don't really realize like Sacramento wants to win right now, but just because you want to win right now doesn't mean you need to trade your 4th pick for just some mediocre role players. The reason I'm so aggressive on this right now is, first off, Kings fan, y'all are freaking dope. Like, seriously, some of the best fan base, one of the best fan base, some of the best fans in the entire league, in my opinion. You guys support every Kings video I make, and I'm going to be making a lot more of them. But I saw this proposed trade, and it was on Instagram, so take it with a grain of salt. According to Bleacher Report, also take that with a grain of salt. The Grizzlies plan on trading up for the 4th pick in the draft, and with that pick, they plan on taking Jaden Ivey. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but you know who has the 4th pick? Well, it's Sacramento. And if I am the Memphis Grizzlies, if I'm the Sacramento Kings, the only person I really want from Memphis, getting those mixed up for some reason, is like I want 1st round picks. I want Desmond Bane. I want like Triple J. And the reason I'm making this video is because I saw this proposed trade, and it's the 4th pick, which would be going to Memphis, and Sacramento would receive the 22nd and 29th pick, which they're like okay. I actually just would imagine Sacramento isn't all that interested in it. I would imagine they would like pair at least one of those and throw in Harrison Barnes and try and move into the lottery if they were to actually accept a trade like this. But the 4 pieces Sacramento receives in this proposed trade is Brandon Clark, Dylan Brooks, and the 22nd and 29th pick. I saw this and I laughed out loud. I'm like, who? What? Why would Sacramento ever want to do a trade like this? And I'm reading the top comments, and it's like, yeah, like, this is a win-win. This is a win-win. They're all fucking Grizzlies fans. No disrespect to Grizzlies fans, but like, clearly Kings fans aren't thinking this. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know down below. But I'm reading these comments. The first like 5 comments are like, oh, we actually have this. Brandon Clark is an excellent player. Kings should do this. 2 Jaws can't be bad. Win-win trade. IMO makes sense because Memphis won't be able to pay Brooks. No. Let's talk about this. First, quick, I want to plug my daily live NBA show because we do it daily live, and I love talking about Kings basketball. And right now with the draft, I just have so many strong opinions on what or some of the things I think the Kings should do. I don't think people realize De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are I don't even think either of those 2 players are entering their prime. I actually, that's not even a hot take. Neither of those, link in bio for the Daily Live NBA show will also be in the comment section. But we're going to talk about this tomorrow because Sacramento, in my opinion, should only trade the 4th pick if they're staying in the top 10. So maybe a team like, the New Orleans Pelicans is like, all right, we want a guy who's going to help us win right now. The trades we're getting just aren't good. Christian Wood trade, getting a late 1st round pick isn't really helping. Like, we need to get a 4th pick. We need to get a top 5 pick. We need to get somebody who's going to help us win right away. Retain Zion, retain BI, retain CJ. You get the deal. You get the gist. Sacramento should only trade down if a guy like Jaden Ivey isn't their guy. If Sacramento is thinking to themselves, Jaden is a good player, but he's just not our guy. All right, Keegan just isn't our guy. Chet is not our guy. So we're not trading up. Then I would move towards I actually have a mock draft pulled up. This mock draft has Benedict going 5. I think Benedict is a solid player, but that's not somebody I am all that interested in. I think he would be fine for the Kings. So Benedict, Dyson Daniels, Shaedon Sharpe if you want to get a little risky. Jeremy Sochan I think would also be pretty solid. Keegan Murray in this mock goes 9. I really like that. One of the things I have my issue with the Kings drafting The good news is that I know I'm bouncing all over the place right now. I apologize. But the good news is this. Let's say because I think Jabari's going 1. I don't think that number 2 is OKC is taking Chet. I actually don't believe it for a second. I genuinely think OKC is either going to take Jaden Ivey, Paolo Banchero, or they're going to trade back in the draft for a team that really wants one of those 2 players. So I don't think Chet's going to get drafted. I think Jaden honestly might. I think it's like a 50-50 flip that he goes number 2. So let's say Jaden goes 2, Paolo goes 3, and then, you have the 4th pick, and let's say the Kings just aren't high on Chet. I think Chet is a much better fit than Keegan Murray, who I've seen a lot of mock drafts where he goes number 5. My issue with Keegan Murray is I don't think he's necessarily going to be a bust, but I just don't think his ceiling is that high. So, yeah, maybe he'll give you 15 a game for the next couple of seasons, which is super solid. But I think he's very close, if not already at his max potential. I know that's really doggy to say. Gets a lot of his points in transition. Defense, I worry about it. I don't think that Sabonis and Keegan Murray defensively, short-term, long-term, either or, I don't think that's something that the Kings should really be looking into as a guy like Keegan Murray. So let's say Chet's not their guy. Jaden's already been picked. Maybe you don't want to go Shaedon Sharpe. You don't think Shaedon Sharpe is, the 4th pick. Benedict, I would agree with both of those 2 assessments. I think Shaedon and Benedict will be good basketball players, but are they going to be players you want to take at 4? Not necessarily. I think that's a little overvalued. So what I would do if I was Sacramento and Jaden got picked already, Paolo got picked already, Jabari got picked already, is I would literally just trade down to any one of those picks I mentioned, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and get a cat like Jeremy Sochan, who's going to be probably the best defender in the draft. Get a cat like, not AJ Griffin, but Benedict. Dyson Daniels, I think, is one of the most underrated players in this draft because he had this ginormous growth spurt. He can't shoot, but he had this crazy growth spurt, and he, the NBA is already kind of getting towards a positionless basketball type of position. So I think Dyson Daniels at 6'8", 200 pounds with a long-ass wingspan. Yeah, he shot 25% from downtown, but I think he's a guy who would take it, somewhere from 7 to 10. So that's what I'm doing if I'm Sacramento, if Jaden had already been selected. The Paolo fit with Sabonis, that also worries me. So maybe you do that as well there. I think Chet would be money for Sacramento. Personally, I think Chet's a very underrated, maybe not necessarily underrated defender. I know he was the WCC Defense Player of the Year, but it's not that crazy of a conference. It's a talented conference. So, he definitely deserves some credit for it. But I don't think, he's like a Rudy Gobert. Hopefully the potential is going to be there because he can stretch the floor perfectly. Chet's a good player, both ends of the court. So I would take Chet if I was Sacramento and he fell to number 4 in Jade. I think that would be a perfectly fine consolation prize. Oh, damn, I got rid of the Kings roster. I'll go off. I'll dome it. But what I'm thinking is this, man. If I'm the Kings, I am trying to get into the playoffs, okay? I'm not going for a championship. I don't need to go for a championship quite yet. Like I said, Tyrese getting traded is a little, it's tough. I understand it. Kings fans were not happy about it. It was tough. But I think Sabonis is one of the most underrated big mans and just players in this league in general. He can literally offensively do everything, dude. I mean, he can do every single thing on the offensive end that you want him to. So De'Aaron Fox and him, Harrison Barnes, a nice little sidekick, and then you have your 4th pick who's going to just only help you. Well, now we started getting into some conversations like with Rashawn Holmes, Harrison Barnes. I like Harrison Barnes and I like Rashawn Holmes, but for some reason, and Kings fans, maybe you guys can help shed some light for me. I don't really know why Rashawn Holmes, it just didn't pan out in Sacramento. I'm honestly not quite sure. Harrison Barnes is a talented basketball player. He can play both ends of the court, but for the money, I think you could get some type of value back for him. If you don't, that's fine. Keep him and run with it. But my point is this. It's not like Sacramento is in this weird stage where they are, veteran heavy. I think people don't realize Domantas Sabonis is 26 years old. He's 26, bro. He's literally 26 years old. He's not in his prime yet. Domantas Sabonis is only going to continue to get better. So De'Aaron Fox, him, the 4th pick, Sprinkle in some nice role players like Dante DiVincenzo. I hope they re-sign him. Davion Mitchell, I think, is also one of the more underrated rookies from last season. I mean, Davion Mitchell showed a bunch of glimpses in his rookie year last year. But even just defensively, bro, like, Davion can play. He can frickin' play. Offensively, once he figures that out, I don't think people really realize how good he can possibly be, myself included. So I look at this Kings team, I'm like, shit, dude, like, give them some damn respect. Like, give them some respect. People think like, oh man, they need to trade for like a proven star right now, because if not, the Sabonis trade for Halliburton, it just was a massive failure. No. I think what you're doing right now is you're acquiring young talent that's going to help you win. You know, they're gonna help contribute. Guys like Davion Mitchell right now, they're going to be perfect for the long run, whether it's Chet, whether it's Jaden Ivey, or whatever ends up happening for the Kings in the draft. You have your kind of like not old talent like Harrison Barnes, but you have your role players in Harrison Barnes and Dante DiVincenzo. They're still in a process. You know, this is still a process. So first step, make the playoffs. Second step, maybe win a playoff series. Third step, that's when we can start ramping up these talks. Maybe they get a big-time free agent. You know, who knows? The sky's the limit with Sacramento. I know Kings fans are very excited about the future. You know, I know they're excited about the future. If I'm wrong, let me know. I could be dead wrong. These are just my opinions on the Kings. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, hit that sub button as always. Check out my daily live NBA show, man. We only got 200 subscribers, but I have had so much fun doing it with my boy Asio and I. So check that out. Link's going to be in the bio. My Twitter's there, my Instagram there, my NFL channel. You know, everything if you want to know more about me or watch more of my content is down below. So I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. What I want you to do, go ahead, comment down below. What is your plan if you are the Sacramento Kings GM? What do you want them to do? That's it for today. Peace.